Hey, this is Ryan Taylor from Millionaire Money Habits, discussing how to build wealth and achieve more success. Now, I was in the car today thinking about the number of emails and comments and the discussions that we have about the secret to achieving great wealth and what are the fastest ways to become rich. But what I notice what tends to happen is a lot of people overcomplicate wealth building and personal finance. And really the best thing that you can do is just to keep it simple. Usually even the people that are creating massive amounts of passive income without much effort, at one point or another, they probably put in a lot of effort and a lot of time into building those assets that produce money for them. But there's something I just want to talk about that I think is often overlooked, and that is probably the fundamental rule about money that you need to not only understand but practice before you can do anything else. And this is an amazingly simple concept, but it's a concept that a lot of people either miss or they don't have the discipline to follow. And that is that you need to either make more than you spend or spend less than you make. Simple, right? You've heard this over and over again. But it's a real problem. A lot of people in America especially are hemorrhaging with debt because we have this urge to want more, want bigger things, and have things in excess. We're trained to be overconsumers, and we do a really good job of it. But before you can build wealth, you have to learn to keep more of the money that you make. That way you can use that money and leverage it to produce more income. Think of it this way. Let's say every paycheck that you get, you take $100 and invest it in a mutual fund that averages, let's say, an annual return of 10% a year. Now, as we know by looking at the stock market today, those are some pretty good odds. But even with that, if you're in debt, let's say you have $10,000 in credit card debt, that 10% in gains that you earn from that investment is not going to keep up with the amount of money that you owe to your credit card companies. If you have a 25% interest rate on your credit cards, you're in the hole, you're losing money. So you're much better off getting out of debt first and getting your spending under control. Once you do that, you can really accelerate the amount of wealth that you can produce. So I realize this is not a new concept or anything groundbreaking, but it's a fundamental rule to building wealth, a fundamental rule about money before you can even begin to build wealth that a lot of people just don't get or they don't have the discipline to follow through with. Now, one thing I want to make clear is don't get this confused with not spending money. You're allowed to spend money. You work hard for your money and the ability to enjoy the things that you really like in your life. If you really like a nice bottle of wine, if you like traveling, do those things. But realize that you have to either cut expenses in other areas in order to enjoy those things, or find a way to produce more income. But as you produce more income, don't raise your standard of living. So anyways, that's the only point that I wanted to get across here. To get more tips on building wealth and achieving more success, join me in the Millionaire Money Habits community by going to www.mmhabits.com. This is Ryan Taylor, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.